Hi, I'm Jenny Monroe, a renal dietitian working with the kidney program. And today we've got
Hasifa once again. And Jenny's gonna tell us how to make something sweet.
Yes, so we're gonna make an apple upside down cake.
Sounds tricky.
Really, it's quite easy. It might be intimidating, but it's quite easy. So we've got some Cortland apples here, and we're gonna use some lemon to get some lemon juice and sugar and melt it in with some butter. And we have our seasonings, which is allspice and vanilla. We've got eggs, natural peanut butter as well, so we don't have the added sugar, salt in there, just natural. And we've got flour, and we're going to be using cream of tartar and baking soda as our leavening agent, and brown sugar.
So I've seen sometimes we use baking powder, but in this recipe it's going to be cream of tartar and baking soda, eh?
That's right. So when you go searching out kidney-friendly recipes, so sites such as the Kidney Community Kitchen, devita.ca or .com, sorry, or the Spice It Up recipes, you might see some of them use cream of tartar and baking soda instead of baking powder. And so that combination, it works the same as a baking powder, but it's actually lower in phosphorus. It doesn't have the calcium phosphate additive in it. So it can be a kidney-friendly substitution. Not something that you always have to do. Really, if you're baking your food at home versus buying commercial baked goods, that's fantastic. Just one step further you can do. Okay, so we're gonna start with the top because it's an upside down cake. Yeah, so if you wanna squeeze the lemon juice.
Just into this...
Yeah, just into this, and we're gonna put it on the stove top.
Okay. And how much lemon juice, just roughly, is it?
It's supposed to be 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
Yeah, but what you get out of there, a small lemon will be fine. And just cut 1/4 cup of butter. Okay, and then we're just gonna put this on the stove top to melt. So while the butter is melting, what we can do is slice up the apples.
Is this part pretty foolproof, Jenny? Like, do I have to worry about, temperature or time or anything like that?
Well, we're gonna keep an eye on the butter because we don't want it to become scorched for sure. But I got it on really low just to melt it, so it should be okay. So in the recipe, it says to peel the apples, whereas if we just leave the skin on, it just will add a little bit of fiber. Or we could peel the apples.
How should we make it this time?
Let's leave it on.
Sounds good. And I suppose there's no right or wrong way to cut the apples. We just have to, whatever way you want to slice it. So maybe we'll just do like regular slices this time. But I've seen other people make rings of apples too.
Yeah. So if we just do like thin apple slices, and then we can make a nice pattern for the top of our cake.
I don't much like the inside piece, so I'm going to remove that. I assume that everybody can. And I have a bit of butter on this knife from before, so
it's just going to bake right in.
Does it matter how thick these slices are?
As long as it's consistent. I did you're doing great, just like that. Yeah. Just consistent for when it's cooking so that you don't have some that are just mush and then some that are kind of more firm. And so we're using a Cortland apple today. So the Cortland apples work well with baking. They help keep a good texture. A gala apple would be fine to use as well. You like cooking?
I do. I was just thinking, we just went apple picking not too long ago. This would be probably the perfect thing to do if you go to an orchard, you pick some extra apples and...
Absolutely. A great way to use them up. Okay.
So it's all melted?
Looks like it's melted. Yep. So it looks good. So I'm just going to dump this on the bottom of the pie plate. Spread it all over the bottom. So this is the top of our upside down cake. There. then you use 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar and sprinkle it over the top.
So you were just giving us a tip before, right? Like if the brown sugar is hard, it sounds like you could just soften it up a bit in the microwave, or?
Yeah, so this was very hard before we started here, and we just put it on like low defrost in the microwave, and now I'm able to crumble it here.
So when this bakes, it'll have this nice caramelly, gooey top to it.
It will. Really good. So now you just get to make a nice pattern with the apples on top there.
I'm just spreading out a bit of this sugar out here, and then I'm not much of an artist, Jenny, so hopefully it'll be okay.
It'll look fantastic.
I'm sure no matter what it looks like, it'll taste amazing.
It will. Good job, Asitha. So we can just put the finished top to the side. We won't leave that again for a while. And so now we're just gonna grab the mixing bowl and we're gonna do the dry mix. Yeah, so we just need, we'll start with the flour. So we're gonna do 1.5 cups of just an all-purpose flour. And then just as a time saver, we had put the allspice in here along with the one teaspoon of the cream of tartar with 1/2 teaspoon of the baking soda. And so that's about equivalent of putting 1 tablespoon of baking powder in as our leavening agent. So we'll just dump those in. Then we'll just mix that together. So then if you have, we have a stand mixer here, or if you've got a handheld mixer at home too, that works as well. So into the stand mixer, we're going to put kind of more of our wet ingredients. So we're just gonna soften 1/4 cup of butter, and we're going to mix it with 1/3 cup of sugar.
So if I'm not good at planning and I don't take out the butter earlier, what's the easiest way to soften it up?
Well, we're just going to pop it right into the microwave and put it on a low setting for defrost.
So we don't want it melted, just kind of a little bit softer so it's easy to work.
That's right. So when it goes into the stand mixer, it can mix really well, and so you're not left with clumps of cold butter.
Right, so we got our softened butter?
Yes. So just put your softened butter into the mixer.
All right.
And then with that, we're going to put in 1/2 cup of sugar.
All right, 1/2 cup of sugar.
Yeah. If you wanted to crack 2 eggs.
Okay.
Before we put the eggs in, we're just going to blend the sugar and the butter.
If you guys want to take a peek, this is what we want it to look like afterwards. You know, kind of nice and worked in.
Perfect. So that takes about 2 minutes to get to about that texture that we want. And so now, if you wanted to put the 2 eggs in.
All right. Go.
Perfect. And 1/3 cup of the natural peanut butter. And a little bit of vanilla. So I am a huge vanilla fan, so I always add a little bit extra. Not everybody is on vanilla, so I am. Yeah. Okay, and then mix it up.
All right, Jenny, so this has come together nicely now. What's next?
Excellent. So now we are going to add in our dry ingredients. We're going to do it kind of in thirds. So we'll put about 1 cup of the dry ingredients in.
Okay.
And then the recipe also calls for 1 cup of 2% milk. So we'll just put in about 1/3 cup.
Okay. So the dried ingredients first, and then, or is there a system to this, or?
No system, just mixing. Excellent. A beater. There. And then just pour the cake batter on top.
It's coming out pretty fluffy. I guess that must be the tartar sauce and the baking soda working already.
Yeah, acting as that leavening agent. And it's nice as it cooks too with the apples on the bottom. It helps to keep the cake quite moist as it kind of bubbles up underneath the cake as it cooks. And so we've preheated the oven to 350. And so we'll just pop the cake in, and it takes about 40 minutes to cook. But after 40 minutes, we can take it out and put a toothpick in it, and if it comes out without the crumbs, then we know it's good and done. Put it in the oven. So we put a sheet pan underneath, because as that butter and the lemon juice kind of cook and they bubble up, they tend to bubble over the sides of the pie dish. So we just put a sheet underneath it to get that mess. So we're gonna let the cake sit for 20 minutes just to cool a little bit. And then we'll run a knife around the outside. Just so that the cake's not sticking to the edge. Okay, ready?
No, but let's do it anyways.
Okay. So now it's an upside down cake, so the top is on the bottom. So we're going to have to put a plate down and flip it. And cross our fingers that it comes out.
Oh, it's coming out. Do I have to help it out with a bit of a knife or?
Potentially. Perfect.
Oh, there we
it
go.
goes.
Just needed some help.
Yay!
Okay, guys, what do we have here?
Well,
This cake looks amazing.
Yeah, we added a little dessert to shepherd's pie.
Okay. So we're gonna try the 2 shepherd's pie, and then we're gonna have a little dessert after.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is the potato shepherd's pie. Okay, let's see that. This is the real one. The traditional one, I should say. They're both, Okay.
That's good. And then
this
to
is-
it, yeah.
This is the cauliflower one. Cauliflower one looks great, I will
Is
say.
that good?
We'll see if it tastes good, but it looks great for sure. So are we starting with the potato or are we starting with the cauli?
Let's start with the double boiled potato.
Okay, double boiled potatoes.
It
Okay.
gives us as a baseline to kind of.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna go traditional route first.
They look so similar.
They
I'm
look
not
so
sure which
similar.
one's
I know.
which.
I know.
Sure this one's potato. That's really good.
Yeah, it's definitely potato. Tastes like a shepherd's pie. All that garlic powder, thyme.
You can taste
Yeah, it definitely comes through.
I know.
Cauliflower? Oh, you guys are wolfing it down.
I am hungry.
I'm hungry. All right, so are we gonna go? Okay. Okay. Well. All right.
That was good.
Okay. The cauliflower, I will say, definitely fluffier than the mashed potato.
Mhm.
So I don't know what that's about, but so you try the cauli?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are we thinking?
So I could tell that it's different from the mashed potato. I could taste that it's cauliflower, but it has a similar mouthfeel. So I think it might be nice to have this sometimes and the mashed potato or
Yeah.
the potato.
It does have more of a vegetable taste to it than the potato, but
The texture, it's
texture,
good
texture's great. Yeah.
delicious. All right, ready for the cake?
All right, Jenny.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
baby. Look at
nice.
that. It smells delicious.
It looks nice and moist inside too.
It does.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Squeeze my
baby.
fingers.
Mmm.
Sorry, you got the small one.
Oh,
Sorry, you got a second. Do you want some? Ooh.
yeah.
That's good. Nice and moist.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and light, too. It's not like dense.
Mm.
Jenny, good job.
So it is considered to be a lower potassium dessert. So in 1/8 of the cake, it's less than 150 milligrams of potassium and only 55 milligrams of phosphorus. So excellent choice. Yeah.
Oh. delicious.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. There were
Absolutely.
2 great recipes that we did. They were really good. And so you can find those recipes on the Spice It Up website. So it's myspiceitup.ca. So go there and you can see menu plans, recipes, meal ideas, breakfast, lunch, and supper. And wonderful recipes.
Yeah, and also check out our other Renalicious recipes we have on the KHSC YouTube channel for some other recipes for some, Renalicious foods, quick tips, and good eats. Thank you for joining us. See you, Tater.